This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. All right, welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we have a very special guest back at the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Adeline Camarina, and I'm the owner of Around the World Bakery.
Woof, woof. And you're a veteran on the show. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
It's only been like 2 years, right?
Only
2 years. Well, we're so glad to have you back today, and we're here because you reopened.
Finally, yes.
Woof, woof. Tell us all about it.
I'm located at 119 North 12th Street. It used to be the old funeral home.
Wow.
Tell
Spooky
me-
pastries.
I love it, though. It's so fun. It's so cool. It has a lot of history, so it's a good spot. It's still downtown, and it's close to everything and everyone.
Yay.
I have a bigger space, my own seating, and I brought back a lot of the old things, and now I offer coffee and teas as well.
Ooh, I'm so excited. So, Around the World, for people that don't know, explain the concept.
So Around the World Bakery is my two passions put together of baking and traveling. So I started traveling randomly when I was 21, and I loved it. I've always been a foodie, but that just started like my passion. And I was still so young. I didn't know what to do. I had just graduated college as well. But I didn't want to be the type of person that studied something in college and didn't pursue it. I've never been like that, and I've never given up on anything that I do. So if I start something, I finish it.
I love that.
So it took me a couple of years to figure out what I wanted to do, but then I also moved states randomly within a month. So I moved to Indianapolis, and that ignited me wanting to become a business owner. I didn't know exactly the field I wanted to go to, but I knew that desserts were always going to be a thing I'd always come back to. And when I moved back to Texas, I started baking again. I had stopped for a little bit because I was struggling trying to figure out certain recipes, and things weren't turning out, so I kind of gave up a little bit. But once I started back up and everything was like turning out correctly and I was doing so much better, I was like, why not put my love and passion of traveling with baking and bring something unique to Waco that there's never been before, not your typical cake and cupcakes bakery, which I do and I do offer because it's so fun and creative. But I wanted something a little bit different.
I love that. Yeah. And so with that, your business got started and you were set up in Union Hall. What has that growth been like from going from Union Hall to now having your own space and everything?
It's actually been amazing. The process was tough. It took a little over 2 years to build out the new spot, but I didn't realize how big of a following I had from the Union Hall over to what I now have. And
it was just me missing the cannolis.
Yes. Just with yesterday, I had over 7 people come in telling me they all knew me from the Union Hall.
Aww.
And I was like, what's
That's
going on
crazy.
today? Like,
Yes.
everybody's just, the old customers are coming back, and I love it. And I had people message me like monthly or every half year just to see, are you open yet? Are you open yet? And I felt so bad. And I just got to the point where I'd stop telling people, oh, it's going to take this long. It's going to take this long. I was just so ready to open. And I felt so bad for all the customers because I had customers that would come every day to the Union Hall. So now having my own spot and finally being open, I'm so excited. And just seeing everybody come back and all the new people come visit and enjoy our stuff it's amazing. It's such a great feeling.
And it's absolutely gorgeous. So tell me about the interior.
Thank you. Yes, so it's a very like femme, classy vibe, very floral, kind of bougie.
Just kind of.
Just kind of. I wanted also something different in
that.
Waco for a bakery / coffee shop. And it definitely stands out. It's definitely something a little different than your normal spaces. And it's inspired by this bakery in Indianapolis, which is called Cake Bake Shop.
Oh.
If you look it up, it's
Shout
my
out.
gosh. Yes, shout out to them. They're doing such a beautiful job, and they
Aw.
opened a new location a few years ago in Carmel, and they're also opening, I don't know if they opened already, but they were opening a spot in Disney World.
Oh my god.
And it's so beautiful.
That's precious.
Yes.
That's goals, right?
That is goals. So I see them as a motivation. That's where I want to go one day.
I love that. And speaking of goals, it's still kind of the beginning of 2024. What are you looking forward to most about this year?
Oh my gosh. There's so much. I actually wrote a list of like
Ooh.
10 things that I wanted to accomplish for this year.
Good.
I feel like they're all doable. I actually reached one not this past Sunday, but the previous Sunday. So that was one start, and I was like, yes. So I'm slowly trying to do these things and reach these goals, even though they're small. But I have a big vision for the bakery, and I believe it'll get very far. So at the end of the year, I don't know what's going to come to, but I know there's big things in store.
Yay, I love that. And with that, have you already done a big grand opening? Are you planning a big grand opening?
Yeah, so that's actually in the works. So this month makes a month that I've been open on the 22nd.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much. But I want to go all out, since when I was at the Union Hall, I opened during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I opened like a little bit past a month of when COVID hit.
Wow.
So there was no tables, no seating, nothing. People were just grabbing and going or ordering online. So I missed out on the experience of doing a grand opening. And my vision has always been to have a mariachi group for a grand opening.
I love that.
And go all out. So now I have the opportunity, but I'm thinking I'm going to do it the end of April.
Woo-woo.
So it gives me more time to plan it out perfectly. Yeah.
We're so looking forward to that. And what a wonderful way to bring the community together.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you do have already a really great community around you. What has it been like being a POC woman-owned business getting started here in Waco?
It's been pretty good.
That's good.
It's been pretty good. I've enjoyed it. I definitely want to make a difference and show a lot of people, especially minorities and women, that it is possible. Whatever you set your mind to, whatever you want to do in life, you can do it. As long as you set your mind to it and you believe in yourself, you can accomplish it. Nothing's impossible. As long as you really, truly want it, you can do it.
I love that, and that's so inspiring. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And now, for a word from our sponsors.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those too also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
Hi, this is Sarah,
And I'm Carter.
and this is Some of Our Thoughts.
We're two Southern sommeliers, and we want to share everything we love and know about wine. We started hanging out during quarantine and cooking and drinking and listening to music, and we just thought this would be a great way to bring everything we know to you guys.
We will make wine knowledge and food pairings easy and approachable. So put on your favorite vinyl, grab your favorite glass of wine, tune into our show, and let's have some fun.
Wine and vinyl. So check us out on roguemedianetwork.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. We'll be talking about a lot.
And now, back to the episode. All right, and we're back. So we're just talking about your soon-to-be grand opening happening at the end of April and just how inspiring this whole journey has been through 2 years of waiting. We're so glad that you're here in Waco, and I'm so excited to go get some coffee and some pastry, so I need it in my life right now.
Right after this.
I know, right after this. We're going. But one of the first questions I love to ask people when we come back from break is, what would you like to see more of in Waco?
I don't know. I think it's growing. I mean, this growth has slowed down compared to what it was a few years ago, but there's so much more now, and I love it. And I love seeing the diversity.
I love that.
When I was here when I lived here for college in 2016, there wasn't much. There was no nightlife. There was no, I mean, I wasn't even of age to drink.
I was gonna say.
So, I mean, I would go running downtown and there was really nothing.
Yeah.
And now it's so live downtown. Like, people are going out, walking around. I really love it, but I would love to see like more diversity in food places.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a good amount, and there's slowly coming in more, but I
I need
think
another good Indian place downtown.
yes.
Oh,
I love Indian food.
I need more Chinese food. I need more everything.
Yeah. I have a favorite Indian place, but it's all the way to Arlington.
See, that's the problem.
And I was like, we do need a little bit more. Yeah.
we need a revolving sushi bar. No, I can make a
Right?
list.
That's a good idea. I've yet to go to one, but
I
they
love
look
them.
good.
They're so good.
Yeah. They look so
Problematic.
fun.
I just eat too much. That's the problem. I'm like, oh, just a little plate, just a little plate. And then you get a little toy. Okay, deal.
That's so cool.
But that's so sweet. And I just really think that our community needs that right now. Especially since we are at a point where we're growing and there are more people coming in, which is amazing. But also, you know, we need more food options for downtown. It's always crazy how I tell people, like, we're almost in a food desert because there's nowhere to, like, you can't walk really to food anywhere, which is crazy. But luckily, I got Sergio's burrito on the way over here, so thanks, Sergio. Well, that's so sweet. And then especially being where you're located at, that area is also growing. How did you decide where you were going to be, and then how did you end up there?
So I've always liked the downtown area, always, ever since I lived here. When there was nothing here, I loved it. And once my lease was up at the Union Hall, I started looking for places. So the number one at the moment was the Central Marketplace. I had a big space to look at, and they were offering it to me, and they were making me really excited about it. But it didn't have the same feel as downtown.
Yeah.
So I kept looking. I was like, I'm not just gonna give in to the first place that comes up. Let me keep looking. And then I saw the spot where I am now, and I asked Stephanie with Black Daisy. I was like, shout out because that's where she was located during that time. And I reached out and I asked her, I was like, hey, how are your landlords? Like, that was the first question. Like,
That's so funny.
what do you think? And she's like, they're amazing. And like all these good things. And I trusted her. So I went straight to it, and it's downtown. It has parking. Oh my gosh. And it's walkable. There's so much going on around it, and I loved it. It was a good space. It was the space that I needed.
Yeah.
So now I have 1,800 square feet, 4 times the space that I had previously.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So now I have a good kitchen. I have
Yay.
bathrooms. I have the dining area, a lounge area.
A lounge? Wow.
Yes. So it's perfect, and I love it.
I love that.
And I have big windows on the main dining area, so oh my gosh,
Beautiful.
I get all the light, and I love it.
I love that. And you're right next to Cultura Mia, which is so
Yeah.
amazing. Like, that's such a cute little area to be in.
Yes.
So that's going to be amazing. One of the questions I also like to ask is, why do you think it's so important for you to be in Waco with your business right now?
With the growth of Waco right now, I think it's perfect. I think if you're a small business or, especially a small business and you're trying to grow or get out there, I think Waco's a perfect spot to start that. There's such a good community of business owners, companies that are helping or willing to help you grow or put you in the right spots or with the right people. So I think Waco, especially the downtown, I feel like I've definitely gotten a good community of people that are so willing to help and push you and help you strive. So that's what I've really enjoyed about this area and Waco and the growth. So I think it's perfect. Waco is perfect right now.
I love that. And that's amazing because it sounds like you do already have such a beautiful community that you're surrounded with. Is there anybody, I know you've already shouted some people, but is there anybody else you want to shout out that's helped you along this journey?
I think Hannah Bro from Studio Bro. She's amazing. She helped create the space, the look and the vision behind it. And the logo. Oh my gosh, she did such an amazing job.
I love that.
And I think she's like the main one. She was such a help with everything, and I loved it. She brought my vision to life.
Oh, I love hearing that. I also say you can shout out your mom, your dad, or your dog, or your grandma. So if you want to shout out any of
Definitely my dog. He's home right now, waiting on me to come back.
That's so sweet. And with that, of course, now plug yourself, where we can find you, find more about you, where can we order, all the fun things.
Yeah, you can reach me on any of the social media, Facebook, Around the World Waco, Instagram as well, Around the World Waco. You could also... My website is also aroundtheworldwaco.co. Not .com, .co. C-O. That's it. And you can message me there, put in a order form through the website as well, and I'll contact you right away. My phone number for contacting me is also 254-307-0614. You can text me, call me, leave me a voicemail, and I promise I'll get back. And I do take custom orders, cakes, cheesecakes, not just what I have on display, but I can do way more. I do wedding cakes, quinceañera cakes, anything that your heart desires. I can make it happen. And I'm working on DoorDash to get started back up on DoorDash and hopefully bring back the online ordering. Yeah.
Amazing. And I didn't even ask, but what's one of your favorite dishes that you have? What's one of your favorite things that you make?
That's so hard.
I know. It's like choosing between your children. I mean, they're obviously all your
Even
favorite,
though they say you're not the favorite, but you're the favorite, you know. It depends. So I'm not much of a cake person, but I really like creamy, moussey things. Ooh. So tiramisu.
I do love tiramisu.
But right now, man, it's so hard. But,
you're like, oh.
It's because they're so different. I really, really love the caramel slices. Mm-hmm. So those are an Australian dessert. It's a shortbread cookie with a homemade caramel right on top. And then on top of that, it's chocolate. And they're small, but they're so good. And the caramel isn't even hard. It just kind of goes out. Oh my God. It's amazing. I didn't think
mouth watering already.
Our scones are blueberry lemon scones. I think right now they're probably the best around.
That's
You have to check those out. And our pastéis de nata, that's a Portuguese egg tart.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know there's somebody, I don't know his name, but I guess he's a little bit famous, and he's been coming to Waco for those at Segovia. Ooh. But I've been doing these pastéis since 2020.
Hey.
And I have them weekly. You don't have to order ahead of time. Just let me know, and I promise
you're listening right now.
I promise I'll have them there for you. But yeah, I just made a whole batch earlier before coming. And
so excited.
Those are so good. So good. I always recommend those.
Amazing. And of course, give us your address one more time. Hours open, so we know when we can go.
Yeah, absolutely. So the address is 119th North 12th Street here in Waco, downtown. And the hours are, so Monday we're closed. Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 6. Friday, Saturday, 9 to 9. And Sundays, 11 to 6.
All right, perfect. And of course, now it's time for your soapbox moment. If you have any advice for anybody, if you want to share anything, now's your time.
I mean, no, just I appreciate being here, and I thank you for bringing me on, and after so many years and still remembering me.
See, I was one of those people that checked up on you every 6 months and be like, is she open yet?
Yeah. I know, I love it. And I remember there was this one lady, she would reach out almost monthly. She's like, do you have macarons? And I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, not right now. Because they're they have such a process, and with me working full time, I just couldn't do it as much, having to constantly keep up with the macarons. But now, the day that I had them back on stock, I was like, hey, I have macarons. She showed up right away. I was like, perfect. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, these customers have been waiting and they've come through. Yay. They have come through, and I love it. And I appreciate everybody who's waited and been patient with me and continues to give me their business. I'm beyond thankful, and I can't wait to see what more comes along this year and the next following years in the new space.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I'm so glad to have you on the show again for an update episode. And, of course, everybody go follow her and then go get some treats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.